I'm excited to make this venison burger because I have to tell you, number one, I've never made a venison burger in my life. I've been hunting since I was roughly 12 and I'm 50 now, 50. Never made a venison burger. Why? Because it never sounded good to me. I've always turned my venison into chili and things like that, spaghetti sauce, threw it in there. Never a venison burger. Today I'm going to poach Scott Bonner's video from Scott Bonner Outdoors. Scott Bonner, I have a bone to pick with you. Your video is awesome. Your voice is awesome, your editing's awesome, the content's awesome, the way you keep everything rolling is awesome. You're showing, techniques and all that. You're different. And at the end you tell people to subscribe, but guess what? You never made any more videos. That's like 10 months old. So Scott Bonner from Scott Bonner Outdoors, make more videos. You're good at it, dude. Venison burger, we're gonna steal Scott's recipe. Let's get started right now. So I'm using the exact same ingredients that Scott did. We have an onion, garlic, parsley, an egg to hold the burger together, some Worcestershire sauce, olive oil, salt and pepper, and then over here, of course, we have buns, lettuce, tomato, bacon to add a little fat to it, just like Scott does, and of course our ground venison right here. I'm going to break this down. While I'm doing that, I'm going to send it over to Steve, and I'll be right back. I will be featured in the next episode, and I'm going to tell you guys why I'm going to go away from the Hornady ELDX in my 7mm 08, and it has to do with last year's hunt and what happened. And I'll also be talking about the bullet testing that I'm going to start doing in the future and kind of lay out how I'm going to approach this. So we have our garlic here, our onion, parsley, and our bacon. The bacon's going to be used to give it a little bit of grease, so a lot of flavor. Everybody loves bacon. Well, most people do. I'm actually going to cook these three together, saute them down. I'm going to use olive oil just to try to be a little more health-minded. And then I'm going to cook this mostly all the way, but I'm going to leave a little bit of that fat in there. Just like I said, to add a little bit of grease and flavor to the meat. So the cool thing about vegetables, and especially this onion here, is when you cook it, it kind of becomes a different animal than a raw onion. So you can decide whether you're going to put this in with the meat, or maybe later on you don't want so much onion, so you're just going to use it as a cold topper, and it gives it, obviously a different texture and a different flavor altogether. So now on to the bacon, and I'm going to cook this what I call 3/4 of the way through. I want some of this fat to be left, but not much. I don't have serious heart problems, but I am 50 years old and do have a little bit of plaque in my arteries, according to the doctors, so I don't want that to get any worse. For me personally, I'm going to go 3/4. If you want a lot more fat in your venison burger, then maybe you don't want to cook it that far. Now I'm going to drain all that fat off, and then I'm going to stick this bacon in the freezer. The reason is I want it to get hard so I can chop this up just a little bit more. So now I'm going to take this egg, which is a brown egg, which of course means it's organic, right? At least that's what the marketing people have you believe. It's just a brown chicken, but all the brown eggs in the store are the organic ones, so it's kind of funny that way. But I'm going to take this, whisk it up. This is going to be the binder that holds our venison burger together. While our bacon's cooling off, I'm going to mix the parsley, Worcestershire sauce, and then our onion garlic mix together. I will also combine some of this egg mixture. I don't think I'm going to use all of it because I think that's too much. I don't have 2 pounds like Scott did of venison, so I'm going to use about half of that egg. So this Worcestershire sauce, I didn't say it right. So this Worcestershire sauce is something that you guys have to decide how much you want in there. I guess it's kind of meant to take some of the gamey taste away from the meat, so I'm going to put maybe a tablespoon of that in. I re-chopped that bacon, now I'm going to add it to the mix. And now our ground venison, the king jewel of this whole thing. And I got all that blood out of there by hanging it, aging it, then cubing it up and then letting it drain again after I cubed it, and then I ground that up. So if I get another deer next fall, I'll show you that whole process. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and patty these out. A little trick I taught myself. It's probably not something that I invented, but as far as I know it is. Take some parchment paper and put that on the bottom. Then you can take another piece and put it on top of that. Then you can use your hand to press it down, or you can use a plate, just like the one you had there. If you're using a glass or ceramic plate, be careful not to push too hard. As you can see, that came out kind of big, didn't it? So I'm just going to trim some of that back. By doing this, now I can flip this into my pan without it falling apart. So let's see if I can do this without making a liar out of myself. So we just have our patty here on the wax paper. It's kind of loosey-goosey. It'd be hard to keep it that way. And I'm just going to flip it over. Now obviously I can use that same piece of wax paper to make my next one. So I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling. I smell a little bit of venison, which is a good thing, right? It's its own meat, and a little bit of that Worcestershire sauce. Now Scott Bonner from Scott Bonner Outdoors does his on a charcoal grill because he's cool like that. I can't do it on a charcoal grill today because I don't have any charcoal and I don't have a charcoal grill. The gas grill is kind of, it would take a lot of work to get it going, so I'd have to hook the propane up and everything. So we're doing ours on the stove, which is not near as cool as the grill, I know, but I think we'll still be able to get the general idea of the flavor that way. Now I think he did his 6 minutes per side on the grill. I will link to his video and mine. I hope you guys will check it out and kind of compare the two. I think he does a much better job of demonstrating his, but I want to review what Scott Bonner from Scott Bonner Outdoors does. So that's the point of this video, to tell you guys whether I like it and maybe some quick changes that I would make to what I did. Alright friends, there it is. Pauly's going to have his first ever venison burger. I've never had one that anybody else made, so this is not just one that I made, it's period. I've never had a venison burger before, so here we go. That is really good. It does not taste like venison at all. I mean, it tastes like, maybe more like ground turkey, maybe, I don't know. But it's really good, it really is. Would I change anything? Maybe I would spice it up just a little bit more with a little of that Worcestershire sauce, maybe a little bit more garlic, but it's really good. Thank you, Scott Bonner. I appreciate it. Go check out his video, Scott Bonner Outdoors. I'm going to send it back to Brian to finish this thing up. That wraps up another episode of Thurbers. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Pauly did want me to give you guys one note. He forgot to put salt and pepper on those burgers. So that may help kick it up a little bit and take away some of that bland taste. If you guys found value in this and you would like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If you're not ready for that, that's totally cool too. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and give somebody some of your positive energy today.